Podcast. I'm one of your many hosts, Sega Seth.
It is me, Valicorn.
I'm Brody.
And Eric's not here because he's an asshole, and it's 1:27 p.m. and he texted us at 9 a.m. and said he was still awake and he hadn't gone to bed yet.
And welcome to dealing with Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But anyway.
And I mean that in a loving way. Eric fucking can never sleep.
I should go
Poor guy.
elbow drop him. He's literally right down the street from here. We should all go over there and tickle his feet.
Yeah, that would be funny.
It would. It'd take his socks off. It makes Seth suck his toes.
Maybe the fucking neighbor can go mow his lawnmower right up that way.
Yeah, I wonder if they hear that.
Probably.
It'll be fine.
Well, it's the sounds of summer, I suppose.
We're not in summer, though. It's still spring.
Oh, well.
Summer's not till June 21st, technically.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Father Time.
You're welcome.
So,
You're welcome.
Is there any news updates this week in the world of wrestling?
AJ Styles is facing Cody Rhodes at Backlash for the title.
Yeah. And I was going to bring up AEW Dynasty Sunday.
Yep. I'll watch the replay because I got to work tomorrow.
Yeah. I think I might get it. Or watch it. There's some fun matches on here. Adam Copeland, Mark Briscoe, and Eddie Kingston versus the House of Black.
Nice.
That's just going to be nuts. Danielson and Ospreay, which is going to be...
That's already going to be match tonight.
Which is going to be nuts. And then even, like, for the
Acorn.
Cashews.
All right. Bet.
And then we've got the AEW International Championship with Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, which they know each other so well. That match is going to be a banger.
That's like Owens and Zayn.
So I guess in the past, just because I haven't watched AEW in like the past 3 weeks, I guess that Roderick Strong turned to Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know when he first came in, they were all like, "Yeah, be your own person, do your own thing." I kind of figured he was going to turn on him. Talk louder.
Just so that way don't do that.
No, I'm just getting closer to the mic.
I thought you were about to do that fucking shit Vale does when I'm editing the podcast and randomly I hear
No, I'm just getting closer to the mic.
Well, excuse me for thinking that.
But
I
Strong and O'Reilly is going to be a great match. Okada and Pac, that's going to be a banger of a match.
I hope they do something with Okada because
I really hope he doesn't.
He's a great wrestler, but they shouldn't have given him the title this early.
I really hope that they don't.
That title should have gone to fucking Takeshita.
If anything,
I've been saying that for months.
No, if anything, if they were going to introduce Okada with a title, it should have been the Young Bucks and Okada winning the 6-man tag titles.
Yeah.
Just have them do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want him to become another toy in the toy box.
Yeah.
That's the big thing that I worry about whenever anybody gets signed to AEW.
Or somebody just gets pushed way too quick.
It's like there's no middle ground.
Yeah.
But I think
the Young Bucks and FTR in a ladder match, which of course is going to be...
Oh, that's a ladder match?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be a banger.
Oh, and in the world of wrestling right now, I do want to say, if you're making fun of Sheamus for being out of shape, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because the dude couldn't fucking work out too good with a fucking broken neck. And I like it that all these marks are making fun of him, yet they have the fucking body type of comic book guy from The Simpsons. And I say that as, a chiselly buff goddess myself, or god myself. And I'm completely kidding, but if you're making fun
he's not. Some of you guys who haven't seen Seth, he's actually ripped. He's like we're talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando,
yeah,
right?
even
like
worse,
carrying a fucking
he looks
giant
like the
tree
Crimson
trunk.
Chin.
Yeah, let's go with that. We've got that muscly thing.
I
do the workout, but
even Sheamus is laughing along with it.
Yeah, he
signed off as Sheamus.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like, you're a piece of shit if you're gonna make fun of somebody that literally just came back. At first, I was like, wow, he's got a little bit of ring rust to him, but then it's like, the dude's been out.
He's been out for almost 9 months
now.
For
9 months.
He said he also was told originally that he had 2 months left because they wanted him after the draft.
Yeah.
But then he got the call that they wanted him now. He said, so I would have had 2 more months to get in shape.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, and it's just, come on, fuck.
Regardless, welcome back, Sheamus. I used to hate you. You grew on me. You're a great character. You're a great powerhouse.
The beefy look is good for him.
The bar was fucking great.
Oh yeah,
that's what really cemented
and
it.
They brought his own themes, his old
theme
back, which I thought was great. Which I thought was awesome.
Because
Eric just said you guys and Seth.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to come. I'm not gonna put your logo back up this week. Don't make me do it. But honestly, I just think
Eric's
that
on his way over.
So maybe we're gonna have like a Cosmo Kramer fucking pop in.
Yeah.
Hey.
He's gonna show up and be like, "Hey guys,"
It's gonna be one of those
fucking laugh track.
It's gonna be like one of these live action shows we're gonna name off.
Yeah,
and he's gonna
it's
walk
Eric
in and they're gonna
Silva.
go, "Woo!"
Yeah, like Kramer sliding in.
Dude, when you edit this, when he walks in and says "What up," you gotta put in like a laugh track or something,
I'll do it.
or like a crowd track,
But
studio track.
Speaking of that, so this week, is there any more news? You said?
I was just gonna say, and then the main event is Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland, which I think Swerve
That's
takes
gonna
the
be
title.
Oh yeah. He needs to take the title.
I'm fine
If-
either way. Joe is a great champion, and Joe's so believable as champion. He talks his shit and then he backs it up.
If I could see Sami Zayn win the Intercontinental title and fucking Strickland win a title in the same month, I will be thoroughly impressed.
We were watching Strickland a decade
At
ago
a
in
fucking
MCW.
arena.
In a fucking flea market, yeah.
Come on, and what a good guy too. What a fucking minch, man. He just is an absolutely awesome dude. Shooting the shit with him a few times.
You guys got to meet him?
Yeah, we shook his hand. And
Yeah.
we were like told him when he had that, what was the Iron Man match?
Yeah, it was him and Leo Rush back like forever ago.
So this was before he came to NXT.
Yeah, way before.
And we shook his hand. He was a real nice guy.
Nice.
So
that's cool.
I really enjoyed that. But yeah, so I don't think there's any like super big entertainment news this week that we have been able to cover.
Apparently Fallout's been pretty good. Have you checked that out?
I haven't seen it yet, and I am a Fallout fan. I enjoy 3, 4 in New Vegas. I hated 76, but yeah, I'm gonna look forward. Everybody I know that likes Fallout has been enjoying it, so I look forward to checking it out eventually. And I haven't watched X-Men yet this week, but
oh yeah, I'm on like episode 4 right now.
Oh, the X-Men?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you'll get this. Yes. So wait a minute. Did you watch the one with the Goblin Queen with Jean Grey?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll get back
to you.
Do you like it? Yeah, Grant's is great. I'll come back next week.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. I'll come back next week and I'll be finished the whole thing by then. Okay. And we can do a review.
You know what? I am surprised before we go on to the topic that nobody's made the meme yet, and I'll probably just put it in
here. I'm trying to push off the topic at least until Eric gets in here.
Okay. So, the meme of Samoa Joe. He's fat.
He's fat.
Well, it's what was it? Scott Steiner saying it.
15, 20 years, and this fat son of a bitch is going to drown us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat. I'm going to.
About this.
I don't care if he don't. I'll make him bleed.
He's fat.
He's fat. And somebody had done that with Sheamus yet.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he did that.
Yeah.
It's a shameful thing. Lines on his head.
Too many lines. Too many lines.
Oh. Whatever, I guess we can get into the topic. Okay. I know Eric's going to have his own list, probably. Well, he'll think it off the top of his head like he always does.
I asked him the other day if he did. He said no. So he's just going to be like peanut gallery commentating.
Right.
So we're talking about our favorite live-action TV shows, and next week it'll be animated.
Yeah.
There's no stipulations except for me personally that I did. I didn't want to do any superhero or Star Wars stuff because those are lists for a different day. And the same thing can be said. I purposely did not count the Twilight Zone because I've talked about the Twilight Zone before. So I purposely did not. If you asked me what my favorite TV show of all time that isn't animated, it would probably be that one. But
really?
Yes. Because of at least the most impactful.
I know
because,
how much you love that show.
Because I really love it, because it really opened
That's not the one I would have thought of, though.
A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Because because it's always my default answer because of how much it opened up perspectives for me watching them as a kid with the writing, because of how crazy some of the story, like the fact that you can watch it now and still totally enjoy those concepts. Like, I know you haven't watched much of the Twilight Zone, but like off the top of my head, like some of the concepts, like a stopwatch that stops time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's an interesting fucking concept.
No, and see, from the Twilight Zone, we got Black Mirror, which is essentially
that's a lot.
I love Black Mirror, and it's just essentially an evolved form of a modern day. People have said
the modern day Twilight Zone was surprisingly really good too, from what I saw of that. So I mean, I didn't want to sit here and talk about the Twilight Zone because I could literally do that forever. But it's responsible for a lot of the things that we love. Like, without Talking Tina, you don't get Chucky. Mm-hmm. Without certain other things, like, it's where William Shatner got his start on, and
you could even see, like, because Jordan Peele did the new Twilight Zone series.
Yeah.
You could even see it in, like, his movies.
Absolutely.
Like, especially Us. Us is a mindfuck of a movie, dude.
And so is even Get Out.
Get
Out
Us,
is like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of Us, but
yeah, I didn't really like Us either.
Us, you need to watch it a couple more times, because like I watched it recently again, and just the concept behind it is fucked.
I like Get Out. I like Nope.
I like what you said when Us came out. You were like, I don't know why he's so fixated on those shots of people crying.
Yeah, he's always focused on people.
That aren't making noise but are crying.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of true.
But no, he makes great shit. So
yeah. So I mean,
he's starting to become like a Wes Craven like a Tobe Hooper, like a. He's gonna be a legend one day in like this genre.
I agree. I really like his work. I just could talk about the Twilight Zone all day, so I'm just not going to. It's like the same thing. Like, as much as I want to talk about The Simpsons next week, I'm just not, because again, it's well established that The Simpsons is my favorite show of all time. But also the big kicker there. I don't want to talk about Family Guy, and I don't want to talk about The Simpsons because it's still going.
Neither one of those shows are going to be on my list. As much as I love Family Guy, it's not going to be on my list.
Yeah, because it's like it's dipped in quality. Like, one of the shows that will be on there, spoiler alert, you probably could fill it in the blank if you know me well enough, is still going and is still able to be really well. And even Futurama got rebooted and, stuff like that. But The Simpsons and Family Guy have just plummeted in quality. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, if you want to know my opinions on that, go watch L.S. Mark's videos on The Simpsons and Family Guy. He covers everything perfectly.
Look, there's still some funny Family Guy jokes here and there.
Yeah.
We'll watch it every week when there's a new one that comes out. And, like, there's a couple giggles and whatnot, but it's not going to be anything like the first...
No, and that's the
8
thing.
seasons.
That's the thing about it, is that I still watch it. I don't watch The Simpsons every week, but I'll watch Family Guy every week, and, like, I hear The Simpsons is getting better a little bit, but, like, from what I've seen, no. I watch the 3 Houses of Horror every year, and they're just...
That's about it.
But
that's the only reason I keep up with The Simpsons is Treehouse of Horror every year.
The Family Guy stuff, that it just feels like nothing. Like, I watched all 4... Like, the other day I watched all 3 episodes of Family Guy that were new, and then I watched the newest one yesterday. And they're just... it's an interesting story somewhat, but it feels like nothing. Like, Seth MacFarlane, you can even tell that Peter's voice is getting a little tired of doing the character, and he doesn't even do anything except the voices anymore. And I don't know, you're beating a dead horse at this point.
Yep.
Even, like, and I know you don't like it and you don't watch it, but Bob's Burgers is like this. It's gotten to like season 14, and even I'm getting kind of like...
That 14?
That show's going for 14 seasons?
I think it came on in 2010.
God damn. Yeah.
So,
That's fucking crazy.
And even
that show still feels new to me.
And I'm still kind of like, I'm starting to get burned out on that. But then, there's other shows that were on the air for a significant period of time that do remain in good quality. But I will talk about that next week.
Also, next week, no SpongeBob.
Ooh!
We can talk about SpongeBob.
Yeah, on a Nickelodeon. We'll do a Nickelodeon one.
I think we already did that.
No, we did Cartoon Network.
We didn't do Nickelodeon?
We did not do Nickelodeon.
Yeah, okay. That can be another, because we all know we're going to talk about SpongeBob for 3 hours.
We could, yeah. So those will be the stipulations.
Yeah.
SpongeBob, Family Guy, The Simpsons are not going to be on those lists because those are things we could talk about in depth pretty well. Personally and legacy-wise, you could talk about all 3 of those shows and the importance that they've had in animation. There you go. You didn't even
look.
You didn't,
That's part of our everyday conversation.
Yes, is quotes from SpongeBob.
And if you don't know, that's one of the fish with his mouth full of marshmallows.
He just goes. SpongeBob just walks up to him. And he goes, "Can I borrow a couple of these?" And he just. For some reason, that's just funny.
Yeah, I've been watching SpongeBob like his background noise lately, and it's just as funny as it's ever been.
I fall asleep to it sometimes.
Oh yeah,
me too. It's just it's as good as it's ever been.
Birdie keeps talking about how he wants to clap Sandy's cheeks.
It's you.
Again, the show is still fucking going too, so it's like, I can't talk about it indefinitely because of the fact that it's still going and I haven't watched a new episode in fucking forever. You kind of keep up with it, don't you?
Not recently. I haven't really watched like new episodes. I'll buy the new seasons when they come out on DVD, but that's about it.
Yeah, I remember having to buy you for Christmas one year. I bought you like the newest season. It was like season 6 and 7.
Next week it's gonna be Seth talking about Velma.
Yeah, your favorite show.
So, anyways, we're gonna move on here. We're gonna go into.
That was bright.
We're gonna go into.
That's bright.
Give me a drink. Again, another thing that is pretty ingrained that you can expect to probably hear next week.
Yeah.
Fucking Beavis Butthead, but. So my honorable mentions are That 70s Show, Spaced, Boy Meets World, and I had 2 shows that I didn't know if they would count because they're with mostly puppets. The Muppet Show and Mystery Science Theater. I mean, both of them are really responsible for my sense of humor.
Yeah.
And Mystery Science Theater 3000 will always have a special place in my heart, along with the Muppets. To be brief about it, as we're kind of trying to extend stuff to wait for Eric to get here anyways. But MST3K, they watch bad movies and make fun of them. I can't tell
Sounds
you
familiar.
how implemented that is into my life. And The Muppet Show, I remember we watched that Barney documentary.
That was a good documentary.
And at the end, he was like, everybody has that one thing from their childhood that remains pure to them forever. That is a comfort thing. And The Muppet Show is definitely one of those things.
That's SpongeBob for me.
Birdie loves the Teletubbies.
No, that was my sister. I was the one who liked Barney.
Ugh, never liked any of
Dad
those.
her sister liked Teletubbies.
And
hated that shit.
There were a bunch of sitcoms that I couldn't decide on, and obviously I chose 2 that are definitely my favorite, and 3. That 70s Show, Boy Meets World, and another show when I get to my top 5. But everybody probably knows what it is. And then I love The Office and Shameless, but I knew one of you guys was going to bring up at least The Office, and one of you guys I knew Vale was going to bring up Shameless. And I like Parks and Rec, because that goes in tune with The Office.
It's their sister. It's their sister show.
And then I explained Twilight Zone, Doctor Who, another sci-fi show I like.
Who?
And the Addams Family as well, with that sitcom and Fresh Prince. They all go, and I love all those sitcoms, but this is like your dad with the ballads.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing for me. Because I'm not a big TV guy, but like I'm nostalgic with other, and I watch them all the time. But my top 5 list is Malcolm in the Middle, Breaking Bad, Roseanne, and then I put together Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm because it's kind of the same thing. And Freaks and Geeks is number 1.
Oh, you're switching that real quick?
Yeah. My Name is Earl was definitely the hardest one to not put in the top 5 because of how much I love that show. But when we go into more depth about why we chose what we chose, I can talk about that for a brief second. That 70s Show, it literally was us in high school. Hits that on the head. Spaced is a really good underrated show.
Eric said I'm here.
Open the door and come in.
Come in!
I might have locked it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Ow! Sorry.
Spaced is a show with Simon Pegg, directed by Edgar Wright. If you like Shaun of the Dead, watch that. Now, Vale, go on to your list.
Alright, I'm just gonna let them do that. They'll be in a second.
Pee-pee.
And
what should we do with all this dead air?
Right, we could probably kiss.
We probably could.
It's
We've
like
done
that
it before.
It's like that Family Guy thing with Kiss, where it's like, they give us our moment, and they just start doing show tunes.
Yeah.
Hey, now's our chance. Let's do it.
Hot me boy, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo? Track 29. Hey, can you give me a shine?
Hey,
I said what I want.
Well, everyone was talking.
Here, there's your chair.
Cheer.
Scoot forward. We're all using one mic.
Yeah, 'cause apparently it sounds pretty decent. So
Pretty decent. Oh.
until we can
PR
Turn
pants.
off your fucking flashlight.
Get
yo.
that-
See when I walk
It's too bright.
You just wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew. You were awake at 9 a.m. So I knew. That.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I said that's part of hanging out with Eric. I was like, poor guy can never get any fucking sleep.
Okay.
So yeah,
actually would sleep.
Turnstile.
so yep, my top 5, like I said, Malcolm in the Middle, Breaking Bad, Roseanne, Freaks and Geeks. Oh,
Ew,
Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm tied for number 2, and Freaks and Geeks.
All right.
All right.
I've got. All right.
All right.
So I've got I got 3 honorable mentions.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Well,
What's
the first one is The Office, which I knew we were all gonna be on
Yeah,
anyway.
we talked about the Office.
That could, honestly, like, we're gonna talk about it now, but like, top 5 Office episodes, like between all 4 of us.
I'd have to go.
that
back.
would be
I'd
fun.
have to go back through the show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been a while.
Yeah, that would be a fun thing to do.
But so Daredevil, which I know we weren't doing superhero
No,
stuff.
you
but,
guys can. I did that for myself.
But the Netflix Daredevil show is so fucking
good.
good.
Mm-hmm.
It's
never
Vincent
finished it.
D'Onofrio as Kingpin
He's
returning
scary.
in it.
I told you the other night
yeah.
that was like my favorite thing about it.
He is literally Kingpin. He's
Yeah.
just a
So
big ass
perfect.
bald dude
Mm-hmm.
with an intimidating voice.
And in
like,
Hawkeye, you really get to see his strength too, and he's tossing fucking Kate Bishop through a fucking wall.
yeah, and he tanks an explosion from a car.
Yeah. And then even in Echo, from what I've seen,
Yeah.
you do see that too.
But
You
it was
can
just,
text
it's a
Ryan.
great,
Yeah.
they did great with the Matt Murdock lawyer aspect of it, of they're showing him in the courtroom, listening to people's heartbeats and stuff like that. And
That was like the one thing that the Ben Affleck one did right.
Yeah,
Yeah, with
right.
stuff like that.
And then you also got him fighting Bullseye and Kingpin, and Punisher shows up in season 2, and that
The
leads
greatest,
into the Punisher
the greatest
show.
rendition of the Punisher.
So
Hands down.
I liked Bullseye's design.
he was cool.
He had a cool suit and everything.
And then my last honorable mention
look.
is Todd in the Book of Pure Evil.
I knew you were going to talk about that.
Never heard of that.
It's
You would like it.
Yeah.
Brody, it was you and me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's about these 2 kids who love 80s metal, and they want to start a band in high school, and it's just basically about they find the Necronomicon,
Nice.
and you can basically make wishes upon it, but every time someone makes a wish, it does what you want, but it
Yeah.
also messes up
It
everything
shows
else.
Right.
It shows like the negative side.
So, like, there's, at one episode, there's a gay kid getting bullied. He finds
Right.
the Necronomicon. He goes, man, I wish I wasn't gay. So he turns gay, or he turns straight, and everyone
Everybody
else in the
else
school
turns
turns gay.
Oh my god.
And then they start bullying him for being straight.
And there was what was the one I remember watching with you? There, the cheerleaders were making fun of that big chick, and then they like get all like fucked up.
Oh
in the
yeah,
face.
yeah. It's the cheerleaders are making fun of the fat girl. She finds the Necronomicon, and she wishes to be skinny, so all the fat falls off of her.
It starts
and
eating.
It
people
goes
like a
inside
blob.
other people's mouths and stuff, and
Yeah.
making them. And a jock gets his pants pulled down. He's got a little dick. He finds a Necronomicon, wishes he has a monster cock, and it's got fucking teeth and starts to eat people. It's a stupid ass.
It's basically Evil Dead meets Trick or Treat, the movie with the one that Ozzy did.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
But there's heavy metal
It's
all
hardly in that
throughout it.
movie.
yeah, I know. Neither him and Gene Simmons are on their own the cover, but we talked about that. But it's literally Evil Dead meets R.J. Berger.
Yeah.
Like it's like that's like the perfect combination.
It's dirty humor, heavy metal. They're like, it's the main
Sounds like
characters. Yeah, the
Yeah,
main character's
yeah.
trying to hit on this goth chick the entire time. She wants
she
nothing
was
to
a
do with
babe.
Back when I was
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, she was a babe.
But Todd in the Book of Pure Evil. My top 5 being Dexter.
Really?
I know it ended shitty, but
well, didn't they revamp it?
I haven't watched that yet.
Shitty too.
I haven't watched
Trey's
it
watching
yet.
the whole show too.
But I love just the actual concept of.
I remember when I was watching Doctor Who really heavily.
Isn't that the same guy? Is that the same guy who was in the Stepfather remake? I thought so.
Yeah,
I like that remake.
So like, that show's pretty good. The ending where he becomes a logger fucking sucks, but
well, basically, it's just a guy. He works for the police force, but he's got these serial killer tendencies. He likes ever since
he's
he was
a homicide detective, isn't he?
Or no, he's a blood splatter.
Analyst or whatever.
So that's a thing.
Yeah. Really? So he would go into the crime scene and basically describe what happened when these people died and how the blood splatter got where it was.
It's kind of like an American Psycho.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it does get off like a kind of the same vibe as American Psycho.
It's just a guy covering up his own murders because he would kill bad people that he know did bad things, like other murderers or rapists or stuff like that. So he would he would get his fantasies out by killing these people and then blaming it on like other killers or something like that. And it's just a fun concept for a show. My number 4, Seth was nodded at it earlier, How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah.
The humor nowadays, it can be a little dated, but it's shaped a lot of my humor. That's a great sitcom, ran for 9 seasons. Barney Stinson's iconic Neil Patrick Harris is a gay guy who played so well at being a straight dude. Like
he does
played
that well.
Yeah, so good to be a man whore.
You just like him because he played Nightwing in Under the Red Hood.
Well, that's cool. Neil Patrick Harris is a great actor.
Yeah, I really like him.
But it's just a great show. It reminded me a lot of Us.
Hell yeah!
Have you met
Ted? Man, it says. What is the one where he's like, it's about as cold as the planet Hoth out there.
He goes, dibs. And she goes, yeah, the coldest reminds me of my father leaving me. And he goes, dibs.
Well, and then I kind of always would say that it's kind of like the way I was with Big Bang Theory.
Right.
Because the first 4 seasons of Big Bang Theory were very heavily like that, the way you were with How I Met Your Mother.
Right. But,
made by the same guy, Chuck Lorre, who also wrote the Ninja Turtles theme song. And sung it.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Number 3 being Dave. So...
Yeah.
I was glad you were going to bring that up because I fucking love that. I talked about that on the yearly wrap-up, but...
It's honestly an amazingly written show. It can make you feel emotions. It makes you laugh. It makes you think.
The feelings.
Yeah.
Well, I said I don't watch a lot of TV in the sense that... Because we watch wrestling every week. That's kind of like my weekly TV thing. But that definitely is one of the exceptions for modern TV. Is when that comes out, I will not miss an episode because you recommended that to me, and I watched every fucking episode and adored it.
Great songs. Lil Dicky's a genius, and it's just a great show.
It's a good
everything.
I fucking adored it.
Number 2 is The Boys. It's just superheroes in real life. We've talked about it before. I'm not going to go too in depth.
It's in June, right?
Yeah. But
it's perfect satire.
Mm-hmm.
It's violence. It is perfect satire.
Yeah. And my other thing is because it's actually my honorable mention. One of my honorable mentions is The Boys.
Yeah.
Like the humor in it is over the top, but it's not like.
It's not corny.
It's not corny. It doesn't get pushed too far as like, okay, we're doing this joke again. Like how a good example is Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah. It's not like okay, this is just quirky for the sake of being quirky.
In the same vein too, it's I was resistant of it at first because I thought it was.
Me too.
I thought it was just going to be. I thought it was just going to be fuck the MCU. Here's why I hate Marvel, because that's how the comics kind of are, because he's so bitter.
Yeah.
But I get it. But then I watched it when the first season was out. I watched it when I worked for the school system because I could get on Amazon Prime, and I watched it and I loved it. And I think it's satire that's needed towards a genre that I really love. It does it so well that it doesn't come off as bitter. It just comes off as like it's not taking a side, and it doesn't take
itself too seriously
while being a serious show. You know,
there's a lot of humor. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of oh shit moments, like as we've all talked about before, when Homelander's like, you know what, I might just wipe New York off the fucking map just because he can, like.
But also, he's such a big baby. Like when Starlight has the live on, and he's like completely you see him like break down. Like that's his true weakness. And
he wants to be
has
loved.
No weakness. He just wants to be loved.
Yes. So The Boys being number 2 and Shameless is 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think that we have the bragging rights now that we've been waiting for forever, that you and I were on this hype train when it started.
Years ago.
Yeah.
And Seth and Nick saw it a little bit before me, and then I remember watching.
It was like season 2.
Yeah. And
because my parents were watching it.
I just never missed an episode. It was
so good.
Mickey and Ian are the loves of my life.
Yeah, I love. They call it in anime. They call it your OTP. Your one true pairing.
Yeah, I'm going through it right now because I've been watching it with Mariah. This is like my 9th or 10th watch through. It's like
I love that show.
I followed it for a little bit, then they took away fucking Showtime, and I stopped watching.
Dude, let me just say, I use Lip for my fake
Biscuit.
name. I use Lip as my fake name for everything because Lip Gallagher is one of the most relatable TV characters, and I'm gonna go into the other ones that are relatable for me when I go on my list. But I just want to say for the record that Jeremy Allen White is one of my favorite modern actors, and his character Lip means a lot to me.
Killed it in Shameless. Killed it in Iron Claw.
Yeah.
Killed it in The Bear.
He's going places. I adore that kid.
But we just finished season 4 like yesterday or 2 days ago.
Is that the season with my favorite moment? And you can go on your favorite moment, but my favorite moment is where he's talking to Fiona, and it's right after Liam got into the coke.
Yeah.
And he's like, "This is your fucked up life, not mine."
Yeah,
and
that's a couple episodes ago.
Acting in that scene, like, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it because of how real the two of them could be, Emmy Rosen and Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah.
And the acting that it's fucking real. It is a real show.
Yeah, but you did it!
I turned my back for like 2 seconds, and now my life is ruined. How is that fair?
You're his guardian. You signed up for this.
I can't go back to jail.
Of course, this is all about you.
Yes, it's about me, okay? Because it's never about me, and I'm finally making it about me.
So what, I'm supposed to drop out of school while you do 5 years?
I'm not guilty!
Liam almost died! And that was you! All fucking you! Your coke, your boyfriend, your fucked up life! It's not mine! All right?
And that is as good as it gets.
My favorite moment from that show, what is it, Eric?
That one episode where they all had to try to find Ian's dead body in the yard. So
that's a good one too.
Yeah.
It's in the same vein as The Boys, where it's a serious show, but it's also funny.
Like, I can tell you exactly because I watch it on YouTube sometimes. It's season 4, episode 11.
Hey! Excuse me! Can I get everybody's attention, please? I just want everybody here to know I'm fucking gay. Big ol' Mo. Thought everybody should know that. You happy now? Wanted to do this forever.
It's when Mickey comes out to everybody in the bar because Ian says...
Oh, I do like that scene,
Mickey
too.
says, Ian goes to Mickey and he says, if you don't want to come out and be with me, then I don't want to see you anymore. And as Ian's walking out the door, Mickey slams on the counter and he says, I just want everyone in here to know I'm fucking gay. And then Mickey's dad gets up and starts beating the shit out of him.
Because he's like a Klan member.
Yeah, he hates gay people.
Yeah,
he's this really... He's a real piece of shit in the show. But then he starts beating up Mickey, and Ian runs over and he goes, I've been waiting to do this forever. And he just starts punching him in the face. And then they cut to a scene of Mickey getting arrested and his dad getting arrested. And his dad's like, get out of my house. And Mickey's like, I've been staying at Ian's, it don't matter. And you know what I do? I suck his dick. And like they're trying to kick each other as they're going away. They're bleeding.
Do you remember the of course you do, but yeah, the part where Frank walks in when they're fucking each other in the fucking cooler.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, morning, boys. And he's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's a good moment, too.
Yeah.
Or the Karen, where they have the Karen and they all just kind of gang up and go to her house for her calling the cops on Liam.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that show,
Great
too.
show. It's just
perfect.
So amazing. Brody will get to it someday.
Yeah, that's another one, because you like William H. Macy, yeah?
He's whatever for me. He's not a bad actor, but he's whatever.
Oh, he's phenomenal in that role.
Yeah, I think that's his best role.
But okay, Brode.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That's his best role.
Alan. Dr. Grant said that's a bad idea.
Little side note before we go into that, there's a really funny review on Siskel and Ebert where I think they're reviewing that one, and it's Gene Siskel says to Roger Ebert, he goes, it's because of this movie that I've decided that I'm not going to buy I have 2 daughters, and I'm not buying them a dinosaur as a pet. and Ebert just stares at him for like a minute and then goes on to the next movie. It's so fucking funny.
So my 2 honorable mentions, I have The Boys. We already discussed that. Mm-hmm. And Roseanne. That's like a recent discovery for me, or a recent show that I like completely went through.
I wonder why. Because you spend time with me.
True.
And I'll get into that.
Number 5, I have Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4, I have Home Improvement.
I knew you were going to bring
Number
that up.
3, I have That 70s Show. Number 2, I have Breaking Bad. And number 1 is The Sopranos.
Yeah, my brother always says that it's between Breaking Bad and Sopranos.
They're the 2 greatest shows of all time, in my opinion.
Side note: when Tony D'Angelo came out to the Sopranos intro,
they fucking mocked they fucking did a rendition of the Sopranos intro at NXT Stand.
I'm gonna get a reaction video of my brother seeing what he thinks about that.
I literally just saw your brother at the liquor store before.
Really?
I came over. He came up behind me. He was like, "What you doing?" And I was like, "I'm about to go to your brother's house." He said, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah, we're doing the podcast." He dapped me up. He said, "All right, well, we're going to Sandy Hook. I might go swimming." And I was like, "Swimming? It's cold outside, kind of still."
Yeah, Jake's
like
crazy.
It's not cold, but
I love my brother to death.
But like
Carl.
Tony D'Angelo is he's not bad in the ring. But the whole mafia gangster thing just doesn't do it for me,
they
man.
wrote off Drew Gulak apparently.
Yeah, they fucking killed him. It's fucking stupid.
He got hit
because of Ronda
got
Rousey
hit or something.
It's fucking stupid.
Because Ronda Rousey.
Fuck Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, fuck Ronda Rousey.
She tried to say that Drew Gulak was playing with her pants string and whatever.
Whatever. I'm not getting into that. It's just gonna make me angry.
Talk about The Sopranos.
So the reason my number one is The Sopranos is because that's another show I like binged through like in the last couple of years because my mom watched it when it was on. She absolutely loved it. It's just about this mob boss in New Jersey, and he goes to therapy. And this kind of thing has never been done in the mafia. Like, the only time it's ever been somewhat done in the mafia world was Analyze This, which was Robert De Niro.
Yeah,
but that was more of a comedic thing. This plays it straight. This plays it serious. The acting is incredible. The story is incredible. I would probably put this up against The Godfather as like some of the greatest like mob or mafia things ever. I mean, obviously, if you're out there and you're a mob fan, you probably have already watched this show.
I need to do
the ending is shit. The ending's not great.
Yeah. That's most shows.
The ending is not great.
Yeah,
but I think it's only because the creator of The Sopranos, David Chase, basically left it open because he was gonna do another thing with it, but then James Gandolfini passed away.
He wanted to do like another movie or something.
Yeah,
like a legit movie.
They were gonna do a follow up to it, and then James Gandolfini died.
The thing about Sopranos.
Really, I didn't know that they were gonna do a follow up.
Yeah. David Chase had ideas for a follow up to that. I think it was a heart attack.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tony Soprano, like, he can be funny in this show, but he can also be terrifying.
Yeah. I remember my dad having the set, and it sat on the shelf below the.
The only reason
I think I remember.
The only reason I don't own that show on DVD, and this is a very little nitpick of mine, but if you put in, like, say you put in the first disc, season 1 disc 1, you put it in, you watch like 3 episodes, you turn it off. You turn it back on, doesn't pick up right where it left off. You have to fast forward through each episode and find your spot. Well, and I'm like, I love this show. It's my favorite show of all time, but I can't do this. Yeah,
they
it's
haven't
weird.
done an updated version.
It's weird.
It's fucking weird. The Twilight Zone's the same fucking way.
That's insane.
It doesn't have a play off.
Which I'm not concerned about it because honestly, Sopranos is never going to leave HBO.
And that's what I was going to say.
Hell no.
Because that's an HBO original.
That show and Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I will get to, is the reason that HBO got put on the map in regards of television.
The Sopranos is like one of their iconic shows.
It was those two shows because they came out at the same time, and those two shows made people get HBO.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom would wait for us to go to bed to watch The Sopranos.
Yeah. Oh, it's not kid friendly.
My brother, like I said, adores that show, and I need to go through and do a watch through.
Quickly, what are some other shows that ended shitty? Well, Eric said Ash versus Evil
Dinosaurs.
Dead.
Dinosaurs is depressing with a meteor. Two of mine, Seinfeld, Roseanne and Seinfeld ended really shitty. My Name is Earl.
Home Improvement had a dumb ending.
Yeah.
It wasn't shitty. It was just stupid.
It literally moves the house.
People hate the How I Met Your Mother ending, but it wasn't that bad. It's okay.
The one that I think I didn't put on the list, but I do really like the show is Family Matters, and it ends with them Urkel going to space.
Breaking Bad.
Yes, I swear to God.
Breaking Bad, I will say, and I'm not going to spoil it because I know you kind of started it.
Yeah.
The ending to Breaking Bad is the most perfect ending to a TV show.
And then El Camino, which picks up right after, is fucking great. I heard
it was just all right. I heard it wasn't great.
I loved it. Better Call Saul as well. I didn't get to talk about that. Saul Goodman is one of my favorite fictional characters of all time.
Did that end good?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. And
in the universe that's going to happen.
He is not. He doesn't want to do anything more, and I respect that.
Yeah.
But definitely
now they've done.
No, because like Breaking Bad, like and
you don't need to make a universe.
Look, the thing is with Breaking Bad, it started perfectly, it ended perfectly. It was 5 seasons. Boom. Done.
Don't run it into the ground.
Don't run it into the ground.
No. And
it's part of the reason why I stopped watching Walking Dead. And I was thinking about putting Walking Dead on my honorable mentions.
But because
Literally, like the final season they announced 5 spin-offs?
Yeah, they...
You know what's funny is all those years we tried to get Brody to watch The Boys, and then he mentioned it on his list. So,
but not Walking Dead.
Yeah, no, it just makes me my heart.
Because well, that's another thing. Like, because I mean, what are they going into their 5th season now, or their 4th season? No, they're going into their 4th season, right?
They're going to have 5.
Yeah, I think.
See, that's another thing. Like, all 3 seasons so far have been
5
consistent.
seems to be the magic number.
But,
you guys know me. I'm not a big superhero guy. Not as big as I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But The Boys is the exception.
When I met you, it was Batman.
I will consistently watch The Boys when it comes out.
Brody stopped being a superhero fan at the perfect time of Endgame.
That's when I like kind of like
checked out.
I checked out at Endgame because I just thought you can't fucking top that.
Like I'm sure you're gonna see Secret War.
For me,
well, of course I'm going to see Secret Wars.
I'm sure you're going to see all that.
You'll still go see them with us, but it's not
I'm talking about the craze.
But I'm not into I still haven't seen the Marvels. I probably have no intentions of watching it. I still haven't. I can't remember the last time I watched anything Marvel, but just because I'm not to that.
It's because it's special.
Timestamp this on the podcast because when the Fantastic Four and X-Men get reintroduced. And we're getting into Kang, or I don't know if they're doing Kang Dynasty.
No, they still are,
but can they get into Kang Dynasty Secret Wars? Brody's going to jump back into it, but we can't argue that definitely the superhero universe is in a lull.
Like I still haven't even watched the second season of Loki.
What I'm hopeful about this is, and we talked about this on the superhero one.
I'm looking forward to Deadpool 3.
The thing is that it's going to be a revolutionary pickup because DC is going to take off with James Gunn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Marvel it seems to be getting their shit together with Deadpool 3, and that's going to be amazing.
Jason Momoa and James Gunn are talking about him being Lobo, so...
yeah, that's perfect, you know.
So yeah, I mean, even like Deadpool and Wolverine, like, I don't even know if I'm going to see that when it comes out.
Really?
I might just wait till it hits Disney+.
No.
I don't know. I'm just not...
We'll see it. We'll tell you it's good, and then we'll go see it with you again.
Yeah,
because I'm just not that pressed to watch it.
Yeah, I know.
You
we've been more
it's special to us because
you guys grew up reading comics, and like the Deadpool movies, they're great. Don't get me wrong. I like the first one. The second one's fine.
But you also aren't commenting on every Marvel trailer on YouTube and Facebook going, woke bullshit, I hate it! Like, you know, you're...
And
the only thing woke I hate is that they made Taskmaster a girl.
I could go into very huge depth
with I mean,
with the MCU,
if you guys go see it, and I'm free that night, I'll probably just go see it with you.
Yeah.
But I'm not that pressed to see it.
When's that
You
coming
know what
out?
I'm saying?
July
26th, I believe.
Okay. You got your list?
Yeah, Ash vs. Evil Dead, Chucky.
That's a good one.
That should have been on my list.
I was thinking about putting Chucky on there.
Stranger Things. Fuck, this has literally had it and lost it.
Never heard of that show.
I really liked, what was the Captain America show?
Oh, Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good pick.
I'm just going to go with, like, Scrubs for the last
I know you like Scrubs a lot.
It's been a meme for a decade about me and Eric beefing over Scrubs, too.
Ginger used like, well, I don't like that show because it's too sad. I'm like, bro, it's set in a hospital.
You know, I like Scrubs a lot, too.
Again,
another show that...
Scrubs is a guy that can't get
that
no
show
love
ended
from me.
perfectly, and then they fucking bring it back.
They brought it back. But, so, on that topic, I guess, with my... Malcolm in the Middle and Roseanne, I'm going to kind of combine here.
Hurry up. We got all day.
The reason that I love both of these...
The Raisinets. Raisinets are good. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
The reason I love both of these shows is because of how relatable they are.
Yes.
They were the first sitcoms that I felt like they were... And that's why I had the Goldbergs kind of floating, because that show and that 70s show, all four of them...
Who's next?
All four of them are...
He actually was on that show.
He was.
The funny thing about him on the Goldbergs is he's wearing blue and yellow, so he just looks even more like Lindy.
Yeah.
And Roseanne and Malcolm in the Middle were the first shows that were a lot like My Family.
Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. And you're not so big. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. And you're not so big. Life is unfair.
Roseanne also was one of the first. That was one of the first sitcoms of that time to be uber realistic.
Yeah, and that's
compared to the other shows at the time.
Married with Children was the only thing that came close around that time, but it came even after.
I don't know. Roseanne's a little more realistic than Married with Children.
Yeah, Roseanne's also a lot more serious.
Yes.
One of my favorite episodes, and my Aunt Fly and I used to watch it all the fucking time. But my favorite episodes are the Becky Beds and Beers, I think, where they buy a new bed.
Yeah.
And this first introduction of Mark.
Mm-hmm.
And the Crime and Punishment, which is the episode where Jackie gets beaten by Fisher and Dan beats the shit out of him.
Yep.
What happened?
Fisher beat the crap out of her.
What?
I'm all right. I don't want anybody to know about it.
Is she really okay?
Yeah. Come on. We're gonna go wash your face.
That's iconic. Even I know that.
Yeah, the shot of him grabbing that jacket and then coming back, and she's like, "Oh my God, you didn't kill him and then go buy chicken, did you?" He's like, "No, I got the chicken first." And he goes to jail and doesn't tell anybody about why he was in there for the sake of Jackie's. Who she is. He doesn't want to ruin her name. But
Dan's my second favorite TV dad.
He's my favorite. But the one of them that definitely sitcom wise he's my favorite, him and Uncle Phil. But the one that we always quote where he's "Don't pick that up, that's Darlene's mess," and he just goes wee.
Dude, the first time I watched that show, I rewound that 5 times. That shit was so funny.
It's realistic. Malcolm in the Middle is the same thing. It's
Look,
realistic.
lady.
It's look, lady. Malcolm in the Middle is funny. I related. I was a middle child. He was a genius, and I was the nerdy one, and I mean, Reese and Malcolm definitely have a me and Vale type relationship. Yeah. Like the one where I was watching it the other day. I watched it yesterday. I watched a lot of my favorite episodes. He's like, "Malcolm," and he wakes up, and Reese is just standing there and just punches him in the fucking head. And he's like, "What is that for?" And he's like, "Because we have to go to your stupid special gifted class fucking picnic." That show is a capsule of the 2000s, and hits that nostalgic spot for me. And then I had Breaking Bad. I mean,
you and I can talk about that.
Basically, if you don't know, it's about...
Say the next word.
I'm good.
So you have, Bryan Cranston plays a cancer patient that's a teacher that starts selling crystal meth to have his family have something when he's gone. It does a really good job. It's a Tarantino movie, that's it's like that meets
I would
The Sopranos.
I would compare it to Tarantino.
Yeah, and I mean, the story is you meet all these fucking characters that
There's so many good characters.
There's good characters.
Even the side characters are amazing.
Saul again is one of my
with the exception of Skylar. Fuck Skylar, she's terrible.
Yeah,
and her sister. Her sister's terrible too.
They are terrible characters, but you see characters that you go, why are you doing that? But at the same time, you love them, and you're just like, no, why are you doing that? But again,
and Walt's transition from the first season,
and it's
terrifying.
Yeah, and
it is absolutely terrifying.
And Jesse's, you really sympathize with that character.
How far did you get into the show?
I got to like the Fly episode.
Okay, so you got so did you,
it's like 50 episode 50 I think.
So did you already? I don't want to spoil it just in case. All right, I'll say this just to say it. I'll try to sugarcoat it a little bit. Did you get to the episode where Hank is sitting in the bathroom?
Yes.
Okay, just making
sure. Finds out. Well,
dude, I have a funny story about that, which I know you guys know, but I want to tell it. So when I started watching the show the day after it ended. So at the time, which I didn't know, not all the episodes were on Netflix yet. So I got to that episode, watched that episode, and then that was it. I'm like, at first I was like, "There's no fucking way that this show ends on that." Because if that is, that's fucking stupid. But then, because that's a fucking cliffhanger, dude.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka. Walt Whitman.
Yeah.
Good cliffhangers are great with multi-season shows.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Because I was just gonna say with Shameless, we just got to the season finale of episode 4, and it's Jimmy, Steve, Jack pulling up at the house and saying, with that one girl, and he's like, she's like, "Are you gonna go in?" And he goes, "No, not yet."
Oh yeah. They kind of didn't they like kill him off? Like he was like they kind of alluded to the fact that he was dead.
Yeah, that's how they played it off earlier in the series. He got on that guy's boat, and you don't see him again.
Is that the love interest dude?
Yeah, the initial
the guy that's
yes.
from that fake fan-made Dragon Ball Evolution movie.
I've seen somewhere apparently they wanted to have a scene where he's the main the dude he fucks over was playing hockey with his head, but they decided not to film it.
But Breaking Bad, essentially, it just is a perfect drama, and it does everything right.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's on Netflix. It's perfect.
It's probably never going to leave Netflix.
I think it's actually this is the final year it's supposed to be on.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's because AMC's starting their own little thing.
Oh, it's going to AMC Plus. Yeah,
that's why physical media is superior. And then I have Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld. So I combined both of these shows. Am I interrupting?
We're listening.
So
you can't see us, but we're just being stupid.
I combined both
usual.
of these shows because they're both Larry David shows and they're very similar shows. Just the comedy, the humor, it's very accurate. Larry David is very relatable.
I'm sorry. Continue, please. We're listening. We're listening. I swear to God.
You just got to see him a couple weeks ago.
I did. And
we're listening. I swear to God.
He was brilliant because he just... You know, I always say that 70s show Shameless, that was like high school. Malcolm in the Middle and the Goldbergs was like childhood. In my adult years, Seinfeld and Curb really hit that special spot because it's like, there's a part where him and Richard Lewis are at a serious thing and him and Richard start making fun of each other and he's like, "You're giving me fashion advice? Look what the fuck you wear." And then they just start cussing and getting loud at the middle of a serious political thing. And I was like, "It's just gonna be us. Like, this is gonna be what it is." And they're just always making fun of each other. And
You never call me. You always pick the restaurant.
What are you? Are we married? I don't understand. Am I dating you?
You hate people. Your wardrobe
I do.
sucks.
So what? My wardrobe. You're talking about my wardrobe.
Yeah, put this wardrobe
look
down.
Look at you.
I'm one of the best dressed comics that ever lived.
You're the worst dressed person I've ever seen.
You're comparing
I can't
this?
even look at you. I get depressed. When are you gonna die? You just
don't
will you please die?
It's just JB Smoove is so good in Curb. It ended fucking the ending to Curb makes fun of the ending to Seinfeld.
Nice.
And it's just perfect. Seinfeld basically, because Larry David based George after him, and Larry David is himself in Curb, so it's just Seinfeld uncensored. I mean, Kramer, Elaine, they're the most classic sitcom characters. The writing is so fucking perfect. It focuses on the stupid shit that nobody cares about, and I fucking that's my favorite thing about it.
Yeah.
And I've watched the show dozens of times. It's one of the few things Lindy and I can both watch and thoroughly enjoy. that and the Three Stooges, but and Abbott and Costello, and sometimes SNL, but not so much SNL.
not anymore.
But yeah, those shows, both of them have a huge place in my heart.
Do you want to go in a little bit more in depth to any of your shows?
Before I have one more.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have a number one, and
I thought
I tied them for two.
I thought you tied them for one.
No,
okay.
One is Freaks and Geeks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I did a video on Freaks and Geeks, so check that out if you haven't yet. Freaks and Geeks is my favorite show of all time because of how accurate it depicts high school.
I'm always ready to go, Grandpa.
And yeah, there's that scene. Seth Rogen is fucking Eric in that show because there's a part where he's there's this old guy and he's all drunk and he's like, I said, do you want to go? And he pushes Seth Rogen. He's like, what? And he goes, I said, do you want to go, fat boy? And pushes him, and Seth Rogen goes, I always want to go, Grandpa. And they like break it up.
Hey, you want to go? What? I said, do you want to go? I always want to go, Grandpa. You want to go? You want to go? Let's go, fat boy! That was stupid, old man.
Hey. No. All right, cool out, man. Not here.
Oh.
All right, are we cool?
Whatever.
The cast is Seth Rogen, Jason Segel, James Franco, Linda Cardellini, Martin Starr, John Francis Daley, and Sam Levine. Those three guys ended up doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but John Francis Daley and Martin Starr had parts in all the Spider-Man movies that were in the MCU. That were Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. And just the writing is perfect. R.I.P. Joe Flannery, who died recently, who was the dad on that show. He was really funny. Everybody is on their fucking A game in that show. I mean, Ben Stiller's in an episode. He plays a Secret Service guy. They're like just burnouts that just say the stupidest shit too. Like the conversations they have, the music, it's just so accurate and it takes me right back.
Mm-hmm.
It only lasted a season. Yep. It was snubbed of what could have been one of the greatest TV shows of all time, universally, not just to me personally. But I mean, like there's one that I swear to God is just J-Fish. She's at the middle of a fucking assembly, and and they're like, "You're like a loaded gun. When you're drunk, you don't know." And then she just starts crying. She's like, "I didn't want to hurt anybody." And then Jason Segel just goes like really loud and starts laughing, and then like. James Franco, he has moments like you do all the fucking time where there's a moment where Seth Rogen steals a test for him. He's like, oh, sweet, you got that test for me? He's like, yeah. And then he hands it to him, and James Franco goes, you just stole a test. You didn't steal the answers. He's like, you just told me to steal the test. He said, I can't do anything without the answers. And they just, it's perfect. It is. I made a video on it. And it is the perfect show to me, and I've rewatched it over and over and over again. I'll include right here my favorite scene in the whole fucking show, but I can't express to you how underrated this fucking show is. My mom started getting the disc sent to the house when Netflix was new.
And on Netflix?
It is on
Netflix.
Paramount
Hulu. You know it's funny. Netflix only stopped doing that recently, which is crazy to think about.
I knew people who their grandparents still had them.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, I remember them saying that. But that's how I found out about that show. There are only 3 episodes on a disc, but they're like hour long. The reason it didn't last was because it was on a Saturday morning. It was on a Saturday evening death slot.
And they probably switched the time.
In the 90s, a teenage demographic on a Saturday night at 8:30.
It's not watching TV.
Nobody's going to be watching it.
No.
We're going to be doing the hokey pokey.
Yeah. Destroying a pool table with a sledgehammer.
The 2 shows I think capture
Nicolas Cage and Mom and Dad.
Well, I talked about that earlier because I made Mariah watch that this morning.
Yeah.
The two shows I feel like encapsulate our experiences as teenagers, like 100%. That 70s show meets Freaks and Geeks would literally be it. And I mean, I guess that 70s show briefly, I guess, basically, it's...
My mom says that's exactly how she grew up.
Well, it's crazy.
That show perfectly encapsulates the 70s,
Well, it's just crazy because the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, you know, you have those moments with your friends just like you do any other generation.
Yep.
I mean, my parents are literally Red and Kitty to a fucking T. That is them. Like, and that was how I grew up. And
no, it's not.
No, it's not. Not anymore. And then when fucking he's like, Eric, if this is one of your, he's waiting for a call from his job. He's like, Eric, if this is one of your friends, you better start running. And then he just goes, please don't be Kelso. Please don't be Kelso. Please don't be Kelso. And like, the way that they just the chemistry in that show is really real too.
Yeah.
I mean, like Fez is fucking Damien. That is just Damien. May I watch you make out?
Yeah.
I have candy.
Candy, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, where's my candy, you son of a bitch? And the Millennium Falcon, where he's like, I thought I would get extra brownie points for if I made the Millennium Falcon, and Red's like, the Millennium what? Oh, that's a Star Wars thing. I'm kicking you in the ass.
No, it's a bird.
It's the guy with the breathing problem, right?
This is Darth freaking Vader. Like, it encapsulated the perfect relationship that I have with my parents.
I don't know. You know, it seems like bad things are always happening to me. Like I have bad luck or something.
Son, you don't have bad luck. The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Let go, you moron.
Fine.
Wow, it's like the world's greatest piñata.
What the hell happened here?
Steven? What's in the bag?
The Packers winning next year's Super Bowl, that's what's in the bag.
Is that what I think it is?
If you mean paprika, yes, sir.
Honey, paprika is red.
If you mean green paprika, yes, sir.
Green paprika?
Hyde, what am I looking for here? Oregano. If you mean oregano, yes, sir.
Like, remember the Christmas episode, Brody, where he has the Christmas party?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, she's like, can I at least make you punch and cookies? He's like, Mom, no. And they're like, you can't have a Christmas party without punch.
Like the one where like Red kind of says he loves Eric without saying it.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's Wendy.
You just said that.
He said he's all doped up and he's like, I love you. And he's like, what?
No, the one who was like, well, you just don't need. I forgot what he says, Pyro, kind of, but he was like, you just know that you already know or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you stuff.
I don't need to. Yeah, and
you
then
just said I love you, kind of, or whatever.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it really.
It's amazing.
It's a good.
That 90s show's pretty good too.
Yeah, I liked the revival.
Some cringy humor, but
it was good.
Yeah, it's better than that 80s show.
Leo. Leo's another perfect.
He plays Eric's cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leo's fucking perfect.
Fuck, I should have said Always Sunny.
I was thinking that.
That's another show I was thinking about putting on there.
It's Always Sunny.
Always Sunny is fucking great too, but on that 70s show where Leo's like, I can't find my shoes, man. He's like, those are nice shoes. Are those mine? So, I mean, I could go all day about that. Eric, I brought up My Name is Earl, and I know that you're the one that has watched it.
Let's have Brandon go through some of his shows. If there's anything else he wants to talk more in depth about.
Dexter, How I Met Your Mother, Dave, The Boys, Shameless. I mean, a lot of people have seen all of them. If you haven't, check them out. Dave's probably the least known right now.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's on Hulu now.
Definitely, yeah, check that out. It's a great show. The Boys and Shameless. I mean, everyone.
Boys is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and Shameless is on Netflix right now. Everyone kind of jumped on the Shameless train when it got on Netflix anyway.
Which is great.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad that more people are seeing it.
But, yeah.
My Name is Earl got snubbed.
Yeah, that ending was shitty. They literally ended it in a cliffhanger after NBC gave them the okay.
That's kind of an underrated show too. Not a lot of people talk about it.
The guy that played Randy was trying to save it. He was trying to save it to like send it to Fox, TBS, and nobody wanted it for some fucking reason.
Jason Lee and Ethan Sluppy are perfect. They're so good in that role, and the humor in that show is
placed in the Kevin Smith universe.
Yeah, because they were both in Mallrats. Both of those shows.
And it
Both
was a quick stop.
Yeah. The show is about a guy named Earl who wins a lot.
Oh, gee, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. Self-explanatory. He wins a lottery ticket. He wins a lottery ticket and loses it immediately. So he decides to become focused on this list to help everybody he's wronged. He does something right.
You know the kind of guy who does nothing but bad things and then wonders why his life sucks? Well, that was me. Every time something good happened to me, something bad was always waiting around the corner. Karma. That's when I realized I had to change. So I made a list of everything bad I've ever done, and one by one I'm going to make up for all my mistakes. I'm just trying to be a better person. My name is Earl.
For the trailer for it, I thought they spoiled it because I thought it was going to be like him helping somebody for one season, and they showed in a trailer where he helps the gay guy in the first episode.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah. Just spoiled the show.
Like, there's a moment where the first thing is that his kid, the kid he bullied as a kid, turns out to be gay, and when he finds out he's gay, they're like, I think you're trying.
No, you asked me that before, and I don't. I'm sorry, Eric touched my leg. Eric touched my leg, and he asked me if I shaved my legs.
He tries to help this gay guy, and he's trying to get him laid, and they find out he's gay, and they just back out of the room like he's got a disease. COVID. And they're like, now I know in this day and age that may seem a little wrong, but I've never came face to face with a gay before, and
Earl. Not now, Randy.
Shut that drawer.
Kenny, I'm here to help you find a woman so that you can be happy.
Earl, I think you're trying to sell a cat to a man who fancies dogs.
I know this might sound crazy in this day and age, but we live in a small town, and I've never been face to face with a gay before. I understand now the running probably wasn't necessary.
the comedy's good. They're realistic characters. They're white trash.
My name's Earl when I was going to middle school.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It ended shitty, and I think a lot of people would benefit from watching it. It's one of the few shows that my mom was like, I feel like everybody would be better people if they watched that show.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like The Sopranos. Like the ending's shitty, but god damn it, the rest of the show makes up for it.
Yeah, that's.
What's more?
Sit down.
Be humble. That was weird.
That was even weirder.
That was even weirder. Let's see what else. Do I have? Home Improvement. One of the main reasons, like, I love it so much is because Tim Allen is just my dad in that show.
100%.
Not as like my dad's not as like clumsy or goofy as Tim Taylor, but like one of the episodes, one of the lines Tim has in that show just best like sums up who my dad is. God damn it! Fuck! Sat right on my goddamn knee.
You gotta take the Lord's name in vain, yo.
God damn it!
You can get demonetized.
That'd be fine.
Copyright strike.
Copyright strike?
Yep.
For damn it? I didn't know that was copyrighted.
It's copyrighted by the Fine Bros.
Yeah, right.
They tried copywriting React.
Meg tried to
No.
I thought he said Meg.
The Fine Bros.
I'm like, trademark the word React.
Tried to trademark the word React.
And everybody got on their ass.
That's
about
fucking
it.
stupid.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh no, we don't.
Never mind.
But there is one moment in Home Improvement where Richard Karn's character Al like messes up on the show that Tim Allen hosts in the show in the show.
Time.
Yeah, Tool Time. Anyway, Al comes over and he's like, and he says, Tim, as a man, I just wanted to come over and apologize for my behavior today. And Tim Allen just goes, well, Al, as a man, I accept your apology. Now get on the ground and give me 20 push-ups. That's just something my dad would say.
It's also a good show to encapsulate the early to mid 90s.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Some other things.
I mean,
Stranger Things. I think we can all like
before you do Stranger Things. Yeah. I just want to say,
Eric got his foot massaged today.
Oh.
That was Brian.
Literally woke up and came over.
That Wilson might be my favorite TV neighbor.
Yeah,
because that's kind of how our neighbor was for a long time. He was just giving like history, incitements, and huge, long things. Yeah, there's a video game on Super Nintendo of him fighting dinosaurs.
Well, Tim, it's like the ancient Malaysians once said.
Yeah.
And then, like, when you look at the instruction for help, it says real men don't need help or
instructions.
Something. Yeah.
But Stranger Things, I think we can all equally agree how great it is.
Oh,
I mean, it's literally it's literally a love letter to the 80s.
King, John Carpenter.
Yeah, it's a love letter to the 80s.
Goonies.
And I can't wait till the final season.
I mean, we all love it. I was resistant to it at first, but
I was too.
It's cool because the first episode takes place on my birthday, like 13 years before I was born. But the cool thing that again, another one of my favorite fictional characters of all time, Jim Hopper.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's the best character in that show.
Yeah.
He again. Just such a good character.
Yeah.
The story is compelling. The music is great.
The
characters are likable.
Not just the music that shows
Except
up.
for Will's haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just the music that shows up of all the bands, but like the score. It's literally like
I listen to that score.
The score is amazing.
80
I got tired of running up that hill.
Yeah, they kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that show got fucking. That show got fucking huge.
What song do you think would save you from the Upside Down? Well, no, I mean from Vecna.
Happy birthday to me.
It has to be the Beatles version. That'd be yours.
I don't know. I guess it'd be a Blink song.
Mine would be mine would be what Eddie played to save the world.
Yeah.
Master of Puppets, baby.
That would.
Chrissy, this is from you.
Be how you would. For me, it would be "Freaks" by
the song you
Surfers.
use in Fortnite.
Yeah. What would be your song to save you from Vecna?
Probably Everlong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Eric's floating in the sky.
I'm just picturing Brody like running through this dream sequence, and it's just like, obey your. Brody's like,
yeah.
And he's just like fucking running, and I'm just picturing One More Time playing for you, and you're just crying running through the.
What was your song?
I don't know.
You just said
probably
Blink.
a Blink song.
Yeah. What did you say?
"Freaks" by Surf Curse.
I'm gonna say,
okay,
this Patty or this girl isn't a girl, or whatever. The song from SpongeBob.
That or
this girl is not at home.
Yeah.
That or "Breed" by Nirvana.
The FUN song.
Or
Campfire song.
"Now and Then" by the Beatles would be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a newer song.
Yeah.
That's like you like that song a lot, don't you?
Virginia.
Yeah. So I guess that'll wrap it up then.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are we doing next week?
Animated shows.
Animated shows?
Yeah, but no SpongeBob, Simpsons, or Family Guy.
Fuck.
No, I can think of a bunch of other shows.
Yeah.
I don't really have any picks this week.
No pick your
I can't
noses.
remember what I did this week, to be honest.
Seth, you got a pick?
I've been playing the new season of Overwatch, Hogwarts Legacy. I I was watching Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, I rewatched
Mad Max Fury, fuck.
I rewatched it a few days ago.
Fucking love
Really?
that movie.
That's weird because I
found my copy.
Furiosa looks like it's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's why I enjoyed it.
Still holds up really well.
What I think is funny is when that movie came out, you saw that you went and saw the Pitch Perfect movie over
Pitch
that.
Perfect 2.
Which I just think it's very funny.
I wanted to see it in theaters.
I like
Mad
Pitch
Max.
Perfect. 1, 2, well, 3's alright. 1 and 2 are great.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
mind those
you
movies.
don't look like a big metal fan.
I don't
on the ceiling
mind
either,
those
anyway.
movies, but my brother's girlfriend.
I'm not a Rebel Wilson fan.
My brother's
so.
girlfriend at the time would
She's
watch
not the
that
whole.
movie every
She's
time.
not a main character.
She watched it over.
She
and
watched
over,
it every time it came on HBO. Like she would watch it, then it'll come on HBO like comedy, HBO comedy or whatever, and she'd turn it on.
Hibbo.
And it was always when I was hanging out with Greg. It would always come on.
What would AMC be?
AMC.
But yeah, those are pretty much
more. It's gonna be flagship again.
Fury Road, and
are they
watching stuff for the podcast?
Are they
obviously,
yeah.
Are they in Churchville?
Yeah. Might do another My Name Is Earl.
Recliners and shit in there.
Is it going to be the same area?
Yeah, same area.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, the AMC theater around us shut down, and now it's going to become what it was before. It was an AMC flagship.
So it's probably going to be nicer.
It's going to be recliners.
No, there's going to be recliners and heated seats.
Oh, they're going to raise the prices on tickets then.
Well, I mean, yeah,
still, but I like that location.
You know what?
It's not in the middle of everything.
I told Eric, I said, driving past that again and being able to see what's playing on that little billboard, that's gonna be cool.
That's
I'm
where
a big nut.
That's where I first
flagship to AMC to flagship again.
That's where I saw my first movie by myself.
Wasn't it Rambo?
Nope, Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3. That's
I saw Rambo with my dad and a friend.
I think one of the first movies I seen by myself was like Goosebumps.
But I've been watching Shameless, of course. We've been going back through that.
People seen
Gaybo fan. We're gonna watch Death Toilet today.
That's gonna be interesting.
You ain't watching?
I'm gonna close my eyes the whole movie.
You're going home.
I've been listening to some Peeling Flesh since we saw them last weekend.
How was that?
That was a fucking crazy show.
People were front flipping off the stage.
Did you listen to Gag?
I did not yet.
They're fun. They're like a fun hardcore punk band.
People are going nuts during them too.
Yeah, the front man for Gag he's a maniac.
I'll listen to them and I'll give my opinions for next week.
Yeah.
And then the next concert I think is May 16th or something like that.
Or who you guys gonna go see?
Throne, Body Snatcher, and Spite. So I've been listening to a lot of them. I think I'm gonna punch some people in the head. In the pit.
Gonna. I think for M3, I'm gonna try to go not all 3 days. I'm gonna try to at least go Saturday.
Okay.
You know.
Well, then tell me what you want to do, and I'll get the ticket the same day that you want to go.
Is that usually in May?
Yeah, it's like the first week in May, I think, first or second week.
Let's look at the lineup.
Not this weekend, but the weekend after that, they're playing. They're doing Phantom Menace 25th anniversary screenings.
Where?
Horizon.
So it's 2 weeks from now, actually.
They're doing it that whole weekend.
Saturday. Oh, it's Saturday and Sunday. I thought it was 3 days.
No, yeah, it's just Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. Shit, I might just do both days.
All right, well, I think that'll do it.
Saturday's got a good lineup.
No. Nobody. Real quick, we did want to say this. What do you think your favorite stoner movie of all time since it's 420? What do you think it is?
For me, it'd probably be Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
Grandma's Boy, How High, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah. Half Baked.
Half Baked. I love
Half Baked is really good. Have you seen Half Baked?
I used to suck dick for coke. You ever suck dick for weed?
It's Dave Chappelle, and he starts stealing pot from.
It's Dave Chappelle and Jim Brewer, basically.
Yeah, Jim Brewer, and they that's where the fuck you.
Sunday seems pretty good too, bro.
You're cool.
Yeah.
Brett Michaels, special guest D. Snyder. What do you mean? Is he going to be his drummer?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
You want to hear a fun story before we wrap up about D. Snyder?
Night Ranger's playing on Sunday too.
Maybe I'll go.
You ain't going.
You won't.
I'm gonna go.
We can go see Quiet Riot, Stephen Piercy of Rat, Queensryche on Saturday.
This is a day-long festival, bud. 2 days.
Maybe I'll
in May.
Maybe I'll suck it up.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get there. And after the first band plays,
I love going to M3, just chilling on the lawn. You can get some drinks and just last couple years.
I'll see what the weather's like, and maybe I'll go on Sunday.
It's never really that too hot in May.
Eric, let's go.
Ain't nobody there. I don't know.
And?
You don't listen to Night Ranger?
You got an ID now.
How dare you?
I don't need... You got an ID now. Come and get drunk.
And
hit on 50-year-old women.
Get hit on by fucking... 50-year-old women.
All right.
Everybody have a great week.
Goodbye, guys.
Thank
we
you
love
for
you
listening
all.
to our stupid bullshit.
Yeah. If you've gotten this far listening, we love you so much.
Love y'all.